Guys, welcome to all participants. I am so excited and happy today because Nora Benz is here. So we are so fortunate today because today's session will be huge and fantastic now. Nora is very fine interior designer at Livoli in Europe, Central Europe, and she is very young, passionate, and very humble, and also Ayurvedic practitioner in Europe. So today's speaker is a very fantastic. So please help me welcome on the stage. Huge round of applause. Please welcome Nora Bain.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting for this lecture and to be part of the Mission Organic India. Thank you.
Nora, we are so fortunate today.
Thank you.
Okay, start your presentation.
Okay, sure. So I thought since we are spending a lot of our time in home, considering since COVID started, our time at home has increased, I mean, in interiors. So, and home is kind of like our second body. And most of the stuff that we have to do to make it healthy is the same as when we have to, the same way as when we want to make our body healthy. So I'll just give a little bit introduction about myself. How did I come up with this knowledge before starting? So currently I'm owner of a Live Holy design studio. We do holistic interior design projects. And before that, I have studied, obviously I have studied bachelor's in interior design engineering. And then I traveled to India, where I took diploma in Ayurveda, because I realized that if I'm studying how to help people to improve their home, I want to study about people, how to improve, how to understand a human himself to be able to create a home for him. So that's how I thought I need to study Ayurveda and holistic sciences. And I have also studied Feng Shui from Western School of Feng Shui in California. And Vastu Shastra is also a sister, like a sister knowledge of Feng Shui that is also originating in India. And that's also something I have done studies with renowned architect Vastu Shastra in India. So that's how my background, where I came up with all the knowledge accumulated to create a kind of like a structure of how to make a home healthy and like that serves us, you know, and we can connect to the house and create a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so basically there are steps to create a house that's healthy and holistic. The first one is obviously decluttering, cleaning. Second step is organizing, and third step is harmonizing. So first I clean, obviously, and it's like any when I want to be healthy, I'll do the same. Like I'll do detox, and then I will implement herbs and medicine, and you know. But always the first step is cleaning. So it's the same with house. So first is decluttering, cleaning, and not only physical but also energetic cleaning. The second one goes into organizing, creating spaces, correct spaces for each activity, and then comes to harmonizing, then adding things in a holistic way, and to keep the house always organized and decluttered. So we'll talk first about decluttering, and I'm going to give a bullet point about each and everything. So because we have a short time. But if someone has a question, they're always welcome to message me directly, and I'm happy to help in more in-depth way. So the first thing when it comes to decluttering, there's three things to declutter. It's the physical clutter, it's the energetic clutter, and then it's indoor pollution, which is the air pollution. So first is the physical clutter. Physical clutter We have to like basically understand what is the physical clutter that we have, and usually it's stuff that are not used and access, stuff that we haven't used in a year or more, and we can know it by looking at each thing that we have, and we have to ask ourselves some question. Do we love it? Do we need it? Does it help me? Does it support who I am? And then if it's broken, we have to think, can we fix it? Is it practical that we can fix it? Can we pay the amount? Is it worth the amount to pay to fix it? And if not, then we have to look at three options: throwing away, recycling, giving away or selling, and storing away, like find a way to store it in a better way. Okay, and we'll go in depth in that. Yeah, let me just give an idea. So when we store away or recycle, throw away, sorry, the first option, throw away or recycle, we have to do it conscious way. So we have to make sure that we do it in we put in the correct place, so we don't harm the environment. When we give away or sell, we can put stuff in the separate box, and we can find that there are some things we can easily sell and we can actually benefit from that. And there are so many like Facebook groups and everywhere where we can sell our stuff. And we find the place to store. Then the next is the indoor air pollution. And this is something that we have to look at. These are like silent, they're kind of called like silent killers. So they are, some of them are, the most dangerous are mold, dust, VOCs, EMF, dust mites and bed bugs, gas oven, and water, unfiltered water. So we will go through each and every one to understand a little bit. So obviously mold, it's like a fungus that's growing in a humid area. So that could be in the bathroom, and we can actually see that. It's not hiding, it's very clearly seen. Usually looks like something like dark color. And that is something that we need to look attention to, because it really hurts when we inhale it. It hurts our body, it causes inflammation, causes allergy. And we could be having all these symptoms and not knowing what is the cause. And that is mold. And mold, obviously, there are ways that we can remove that using apple cider vinegar with baking soda. And there are also some solutions we can buy in shops that clean mold. The next one is dust. Obviously, when we get rid of some stuff, we're gonna start having less dust. So when our house is more like minimal and simple. But also dust is, we have to always consider to always like ventilate and take our like covers, bed covers, we take them out into the sun, let the dust come, and take care of that. Are chemicals that are coming out of like paint. One second, I think there is some sound. Oh, okay, it's fine now. VOCs are basically chemicals coming out of paint, out of different chemical that we use to clean. EMF are electromagnetic frequencies that we are using phones and electricity, and we're using a lot of radiation. Dust mites are obviously living in bed and mattresses. And how we take care of that by ventilating, taking our mattress into the sun, making sure that we expose it to the fresh air, and by using air purifier. Gas oven obviously is if we're forgetting to or if there is a pipe that's a little bit leaking, so the gas comes out. something we have to take care of. And water filtration is water, we can consider having a good filter to drink, but also a good filter to shower, and something that we can look at. So here a little bit more about mold. This is, I really like to look at it in important way, because this is really something hiding in almost every house, and it's really dangerous. It can even cause, like, lead to cancer at the latest stage, but it keeps the body very inflamed, and sometimes we don't know what is the cause, and we're feeling dizzy and tired, and we're going to the doctor, and doctor says we're fine and we're healthy, but we're not feeling fine. And this all could be because we're inhaling mold all the time. This picture is showing how mold looks like in on a surface of fruits. Here are some symptoms. So it's brain fog, mucus, sneezing, eye irritation, allergy. So some of these symptoms, if you're having them, consider having a look around your house to see if maybe there is mold. Usually they're hidden in high cellulose content surfaces, so surfaces where there is water, like bathroom. It can be also in AC ducts, so consider always like cleaning AC inside. It can be also in the attic, so upstairs, because always in the attic there's like rain, or there could be snow, so it's like a wet area. It can be under paint, so that's something to consider as well. So quickly we'll go through solutions. So obviously it's preventing moisture and humidity, solution for mold. So we need to always make sure that we every day we ventilate our bathroom. We keep the doors open sometimes, like not always doors has to be closed of bathroom, because it needs to ventilate, or have a ventilator in a bathroom, or open a window. Obviously use cleaning like solutions. You can also use essential oils like tea tree oil. It's antifungal. And obviously another thing is that if we're living in an environment where mold is really like exposed and heavy and we can't do anything about it, then we have to consider our diet. And this has to be like it's basically, there is a special diet, actually you can like find it in Google, that is like low mold diet. And basically it's reducing sugar, reducing all the stuff where mold can grow. Okay. And now I'll just give also a few Ayurveda tips. So if you heard about Vata, Pitta, Kapha, different bioenergetic like people. So people that are more Kapha, like more Kapha body, which are like, these are people that are slightly, by nature, they're slightly heavier, slower. They're slightly slower people, a little bit heavier, a little bit more weight. These people are more prone to be affected by mold. So they have to take care, they have to reduce all the Kapha type of food, which is like sweet, sour, salty. They have to reduce like milk and like all the heavy food, you know. I'll give also Feng Shui tips for the mold, and it's the same idea. It's basically ventilate, fix the moisture source, and throw away moldy items. Yeah, this is very important, is because sometimes some items can get moldy. So make sure like you don't have something like that. If you find it, you have to get rid of it. So VOCs, they can get out of candles, perfumes, hairsprays. So we'll have to take like attention to that. When we buy candles, make sure that it's scent, without scent, perfume free. Make sure that your makeup and your self-care cosmetics are like more to the natural, you know, always try to check the ingredients, and because these evaporate and also they live in the air. Three things that we can do to help with the air pollution is obviously have air purifier. We can also have air humidifier. And purifier, humidifier, there's a bit difference, because humidifier, it will release some air that has good things, like for example, essential oils or some herbs. But air purifier is cleaning air, so it takes out the bad air and gives you the good one. This is really good in also moldy areas. And use chemical-free natural hygiene cleaning products, like what I mentioned. You can use apple cider vinegar with baking soda, with essential oils, or just like you can find in market. Air purifier, so just to make sure that you can choose the one that reduces pollutants and allergens. And make sure that to pay attention to the room size of how big it is to the room size. Yeah, here what I already mentioned is white vinegar, baking soda, essential oils, and natural body salt. These are like 4 options that they really greatly clean the house, and really there is no need to use much of chemicals. Water filtration, I have already mentioned. EMF. Obviously, it's very hard to get rid of or to like minimize electronic usage, but what we can say is before sleep to at least consider having the phone and all the electronic.
You can proceed.
Okay, so after we clean the house and we remove air pollution, we have to start considering to do energetic clearing, because anything like illness, aggressive, like moments where there was some problems and aggression happening, or like fights, this all makes the space energetically, like it creates a negativity in the space. So to remove that is we can consider energetic clearing. And how we can do that is one of the ways is by using Feng Shui, and considering using all the 5 elements like earth, water, fire, wood, and metal. And what we do is we have them in one tray, and we gather 5 elements together. We can do different ways. Like for example, if you put ceramic bowl, it's earth. If you put in instrumental, in like sound instrument, it's metal. If you put incense stick, it's fire. Candle, it's fire. So we have to put all the 5 elements, and then we can do a ritual. And this is called space clearing, using 5 elements. And this ritual, we activate smell and sound and feeling and touch, all our senses. And we clean the energy with sound and with incense stick, or we can put burn sage, burn incense, and walk around the room in a clockwise direction. And it's a very simple way to do a ritual. It's really good to do even like once a week. Sometimes you can do it even every day. Depends on the need. I think when you connect to your space, you start feeling when your space needs a clearing. And if you have questions about this, how to do it, I can also help. You can reach me directly and ask me. So obviously, after we finished all our cleaning and clearing, we go into organization. And to organize, we can do variety of ways. And I'm proposing here using merging with ancient science of Feng Shui and Vastu Shastra, because these sciences, they tell you exactly where you can allocate your activities and areas. So first is to have an idea is allocate your according to your activities, you allocate each space. So even if it's a small house, you can have a corner for like sports, a corner for hobbies, a corner for sleeping. So not everything is mixed together. And then whenever you're enjoying your hobby, allow yourself that everything is in a chaos. Just like allow yourself to enjoy your hobby in that moment when you're doing whatever you're doing. So you don't have to always have it very organized. And then each product has its space as well, because when we realize that everything is alive around us and we respect and we love everything after we cleaned, we give like respect to each thing. So, and by respecting it, we give it a space where it can stay. This is a little bit I'll introduce about the Bagua, because the Bagua is the Chinese Feng Shui way of organizing space. And this really helps us to organize and find a better way. There is also a Vastu one, which I could do another like session about it. But this session I'll just give about the Bagua. And basically, Bagua is separated, like you organize into your space into 9 areas. And in 9 areas of your space, there are energies. And you kind of feed that energy to that space, and then it reflects into your life. So this is just an idea about Bagua, and this is how it can be applied to the floor plan. If you're seeing that the entrance is here, so this is where the career is, and it gets distributed. And then you can just make sure that you do the right colors and feed the right energy. And so what you do is you make sure all your values of life and goals are encompassed in your house. So kind of like you're having your life under control by creating that relationship with your house. So after our house is clean, it's organized, we can start adding things that we love. And we can also have do that using ancient wisdom, because ancient wisdom gives a lot of knowledge to us. One of it is, as I mentioned already, Feng Shui and Vastu Shastra. We can make sure that everything we add around us represents 5 elements. But obviously 5 elements in Feng Shui is different from Vastu. So I think that becomes around 7 elements if we're adding Vastu and Feng Shui together. The difference is that Vastu has space and air as 2 elements. And that adds to the total of 5 plus 2, so that becomes around 7 elements. So we have to make sure of all of that. Obviously, we start from space, we have a clear space, then we start from air, we have a clean air, then we go into, for example, wood. Wood could be furniture, plants. We go into water. We can use a bowl of water, we can use fountain. Then we can go into earth. That could be where plants are growing. That could be a type of products we're using made of earth. And then we can go into metal, things made of metal. And then fire. That could be using candle, could be using any type of fire. We could even put a fireplace or like a red color, because that could be a color also. So a really balanced space is a space that has all these elements balanced. So that's something to consider then. So after we cleaned, we cleared, we organized, we start to look at adding elements. And we have, as I mentioned before, like everything is alive. We have to look around us and realize that everything is alive. All our products, our pens are alive. They're all connected and everything is changing. This is part of life, but this is also our home. This is a quick, just to give an idea about how 5 elements are represented here. You will see that around a circle, it's a metal element. You will see this brown color is earth element. You will see lights are fire elements. You will see some plants are wood elements. You will see space. It's a great space where you can walk and you can feel like there is a space to walk. You can see some metal elements on here. You can see some wood. So this is just to give an idea that these are all the 5 elements. And finally, I'm going to conclude by conscious shopping, because as I said, after we do all of this, we go into adding products, right? So because this part of life, we'll have to buy something, but why not buy in a conscious way? And when we buy, we have to do it in a conscious way. So by conscious way, it means consider ecology, consider nature, consider like, are you going to buy a plastic that it will harm the environment? It even proven that plastic can harm us, because the more we touch plastic, the more it actually affects. There are studies where it says that if it affects our hormones and increases estrogen hormone, which also leads to diseases and cancer and all of that. So we have to consider what material are we using. Consider ecology. Make sure it's healthy for you and for environment. Make sure you live with what you love, so you 100% love it, what you're gonna buy. Place comfort and safety first. Make sure it's safe, it's comfortable. Or express and organize yourself. Obviously, you have to express yourself, so your space talks about who you are, so it's part of you, not just making it a nice space, but you don't feel connection. And make sure you consider needs and wants. So do you really need that? And be aware of the marketing push. Are you wanting that because you're being like provoked by salesmen, or do you really like that and it's really going to help you? And finally, I'll just give some ideas of what can enhance the energy, so that you can combine all these things, like, as I said, colors, because colors, they are connected to the 5 elements. Mirrors have very different effect as well. They're very nice. They can make a space look bigger. They can fix some areas. Lighting, playing with lights, using different lights, table lamps, strong light, task light, crystals, sound makers, like when you can just make something to produce sound that relax you. Living things like pets, they give this fire energy to the environment, to the area. Or like aquarium. Objects of nature, it's also similar, like any plants, water features, wind dancers, plants and artworks. And I think this is one of the last slides where I'm just gonna say, when you buy, consider eco-friendly materials. That's something I already said, but just to emphasize on that. So eco-friendly materials, it means using cotton, bamboo, linen, sheets in winter, for example. Consider organic fennel. But make sure to avoid petroleum-based polyester products, plastics. So all these stuff that are harming the environment. And finally, when you're gonna do all of this, this is something interesting is considered, because we are, our space is a living space and we are alive with it. We start making connection with it. It is believed in Feng Shui that we start experiencing our life changing when we connect to our space and we change things. So expect to find good prosperity happening after you do all of this change. And sometimes this change can take around 3 to 4 weeks. I usually advise my clients. And after that, after you finish doing all the 3 steps, like you can expect that good energy will start flowing into your life. So yeah, thank you so much for opportunity to speak. There's 1 minute left, and feel free to connect. There is Live Holy Design as my company. Instagram, it's my personal Instagram is Nora Live Holy, and this is my website. You can see my projects, and feel free to connect. We can do projects, and you can also just ask me any question. I'm happy to help. So thank you so much for this opportunity. I hope you enjoyed, and feel free to contact me if any questions.